The story begins in darkness, chaos punctuated by distant explosions. Rain falls in sheets, hissing as it strikes the alien ground, jagged and unforgiving. The rocks jut upward like broken teeth, their sharp edges casting long shadows under the sporadic bursts of firelight. 6 figures, clad in battered black armor, move cautiously through the battlefield. The Blackfall 6. Their movements are slow, deliberate, their faces obscured by helmets that bear scars of battles long past. Vincent grips his weapon tightly, his fingers trembling despite the downpour chilling his skin. His breath is uneven, his pulse pounding in his ears. And then, her voice. Maria's laugh, light, teasing, cuts through the cacophony like it doesn't belong. "Come on, Vince. You're not scared, are you?" The words echo in his mind, out of place yet vivid. His knuckles whiten around the weapon's grip as the fiery horizon reflects off his helmet. He shakes his head slightly, as if trying to dislodge her voice from his thoughts. Then the explosion comes. A blinding light tears through the battlefield, swallowing the Blackfall 6 whole. The sound, deafening. The world, gone. The battlefield dissolves into a quiet cafe. The hum of fluorescent lights replaces the roar of battle. Vincent sits in a corner booth, older now, his greying hair damp from the rain. A battered helmet rests on the table before him, its surface marred with scratches and dents. A ghost of his past, staring back at him. He stares into his coffee, its surface rippling slightly as his trembling fingers grip the mug. The sound of the rain, he thinks, always brings me back. Back to them. Back to the Blackfall 6. Maria's laughter interrupts his thoughts again, faint but sharp, a whisper slicing through the ambient noise. He freezes, his heart lurching. It's not real. It can't be real. The cafe seems to shrink around him, the hum of conversation fading into a low, oppressive buzz. His breathing quickens as he clutches the edge of the table, his knuckles turning white. "Maria?" he whispers, barely audible. Abruptly, Vincent rises, his chair scraping loudly against the floor before toppling over. The sound draws curious stares from the other patrons. Flustered, he mutters an apology, grabs his jacket, and stumbles out into the rain. The rain feels heavier outside. Neon lights flicker above him, their colors reflecting off the wet pavement in distorted, surreal patterns. Vincent leans against a lamppost, his chest heaving as he tries to steady his breath. "It's all in your head," he tells himself, closing his eyes. "Get it together, Vinny. It's been years." But the laughter returns, louder now. Echoing down the empty street, his eyes snap open, scanning the shadows. A figure moves in the distance. Instinct takes over. Vincent's hand reaches for a weapon that isn't there, his fingers grasping at air. Then a voice. "Hey there, old warrior." Vincent's stomach drops. He knows that voice. Out of the shadows steps Lenz, his black armor as battered and familiar as Vincent remembers. But it's impossible. Lenz died. Vincent saw it happen. He buried him. "You're dead," Vincent whispers, his voice trembling. "This isn't real. You're not real." Lenz moves closer, his steps unnaturally smooth, his voice tinged with bitterness. "You think death is the end? You think they'd let us rest?" The shadows around Lenz seem to shift unnaturally, almost alive. He tosses something to Vincent, his helmet. Vincent catches it instinctively, the cold metal biting into his palms. "They're calling us back," Lenz says, his tone grave. "The fight's not over." Vincent shakes his head violently. "No! I got out! I made it out!" he shouts, his voice cracking. Lenz steps closer, his helmet retracting to reveal his face, a grotesque tapestry of scars and burns, just as Vincent remembers. The face of a man who should be dead. "We were never meant to survive, Vinny," Lenz whispers. "We're tools in their machine, and now the machine wants us back." The shadows engulf Lenz as he steps away, his voice lingering in the air. "Time to suit up, Helldiver." Vincent is alone again, standing in the rain. He stares at the helmet in his hands, its surface reflecting the neon glow of the city. Maria's laughter echoes one final time, piercing through the storm. His chest tightens, the weight of the past crushing him. But this time, it's different. This time, he feels it pulling him forward, not holding him back. For the first time in years, Vincent thinks, I'm no longer drowning in the past. Instead, it's dragging me back. Straightening his shoulders, Vincent grips the helmet tightly. Rain streaks down his face as his silhouette stands against the flickering neon lights. And maybe, he whispers, just maybe, I'm ready to go.